Like, who is saying that?
It's just Twitter. There's no, and then like for a couple of days, the joke was just there's no such thing as unskilled labor.
Oh, okay. I did see a spike in that the past.
In that,
I wasn't sure why.
We're seeing a spike in the unskilled labor meme.
We're seeing a spike in memes about unskilled labor.
Yeah. He's buying Pokemon cards right now. He's so focused.
I went to my house because I've talked to Buck about it so many times. I went to my house and looked for my old Pokemon cards.
Oh wow!
Couldn't find any of them. I had like a binder of Pokemon cards, a white binder with like for some reason a little Legend of Zelda like print image that I printed at the library computer when I was
just a macro that you wanted to print out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just completely unrelated to what's in the folder.
Wow. But just like also Link from Legend of Zelda.
Link, open it up, Pokemon
Just remember
cards.
Link also.
Yes.
That's dope.
And I could not find it. But what I did find was a single YuYu Hakusho trading card.
I remember those.
I forgot they existed.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot they existed. And it's like one of the dudes from
those used to literally be like at Target. Like those used to literally be, which is weird because it's like a 90s anime. But it was like,
well, it came out like
it was on Toonami in the early 2000s. I remember.
Yeah.
Was that its first run, kind of?
Yeah. I don't remember exactly when, but maybe between like 2000, 2003, something like that. That sound familiar.
But the trading card, yeah, I remember because I caught the early episodes on Toonami. Like I was able to actually, because that was my problem with DBZ was it was, whatever fucking like Cell Saga probably by the time I was tapping in on Toonami if they were running it all chronologically. And then they'd have days where it's like, catch up. And it's like, fucking, I don't have agency as a human, so I can't like sketch out time to catch up.
Right.
So YuYu Hakusho was like the first one I was like, whoa, this is an origin story. I'm catching it. And so I tried to make it my show at first, but then I fell off. But I like had the cards. I was like, I'm going to get into the cards now because now I know what the show's about because Googling wasn't a thing.
I love you trying to make YuYu Hakusho.
It's my show. It's my thing.
You guys heard of this thing? It's YuYu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just rewatched a lot of it. I'm like halfway. I guess like most of the way through the Dark Tournament.
What overall? What's that show? Is it just a bunch of tournament arcs fighting basically?
It's one tournament arc, but I guess I never actually made it past that point. The tournament arc takes up so much of the show.
Yeah.
Like even the beginning of it feels like it's just like building up to it. If you're rewatching, like he goes to train with Genkai, and then from that point it all feels like it's just building up to like there's gonna be a tournament eventually, and like
there is.
Yeah, so it feels like there's like 9 tournaments in the show, but it's one.
How many episodes is the show? Hundreds?
Thousands? I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like the way like Hulu splits it up is so like incoherent because it splits it up by seasons, but they're not really like seasons.
I would rank Hulu and Amazon Prime as the most just across the board mid factories, mid suppliers, and platforms. Just like the fucking Lockheed Martin of mid. Like they just professionally pump it up, and every year the stock goes up, and it's just solid. It's reliable.
I think that's valid.
To the UI design, to the original content, to the way ads come in and out, to just everything about it.
Yeah.
Utter mid. Utter.
They say
essence.
They're always rickety too. It's not even like it's seamless and smooth.
No.
It's just all janky and rickety.
Every show is a TV show. It's a movie cinema TV video.
Yeah.
It's just
I was thinking
down the middle.
just in terms of the integrated
I low-key
advertisements.
forgot you were there for a minute.
Dude, Jamie effect.
I'm sorry.
It's finally happening. No,
We were just so locked in.
I didn't forget. I saw
Well,
him the whole time.
shit. Apparently, people are upset with my preaching. So did you see that?
Oh yeah, but I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you, boyfriend, for defending me for expressing myself on this show.
Little preachy. Okay.
I just
It's a
want to
little
know what
much.
the moment or moments plural specifically where she went, oh, here he goes
Here
again.
we
I'm sure people in the comments will now provide those.
Oh, yeah.
those timestamps.
She's like part of the experience of playing Red Dead Redemption is the force travel. I don't preachy.
It's supposed to simulate real life.
It's supposed to be like a
You've
slow
never
cinema
been-
kind of thing.
You've never been
Yeah.
a cowboy. You want to just fast travel through it?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Hulu and Amazon have this beautiful, like, every part of it they've managed to touch with the mediocrity. Like,
Yeah. They say
I love how you describe that as beautiful.
it's like, well, it's just like it's very harmonious and balanced.
Yeah.
How equally shitty everything about it is.
you know they say
Yeah.
it's
Hit the design. They hit
Uh-huh.
the
It's just that
performance.
resonance.
You
You
see-
just hear it.
you got the design that looks like if the little gas station TVs had an interface.
Yeah, everything. It feels like you selected it in the back of a cab.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
You know, they say Amazon is where anime goes to die.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were, for some reason, Netflix is what
it's-
got said
it's
in my
the-
head.
Oh
for some
no,
reason.
It's the-
That's where they go to blow up.
Netflix is where anime goes to be resurrected in a zombified nightmare form.
Yeah.
It's the digital version of like the DVD bin at Target, like when you're checking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like the backyard in Old Yeller. That's what Amazon is.
Was the Bundy show Hulu or Netflix?
Which show?
The Ted Bundy show. Was that, or the Jeffrey Dahmer show? Sorry,
Same vibe.
mixing them up.
Same vibe. You know.
I'm getting my white cereal cakes
Whoops.
mixed up. Forgive me. Was it the Ed Kemper one?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I think it's
Ed Kemper. You know, there's people that are like, I was into Ed Kemper. Like everyone talks about Ed Kemper now.
you're related to Ellie.
Huh? Ellie Kemper.
Ellie Kemper.
That was
Kimmy
Netflix, though.
Oh.
That was Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just, man, it's just all
Fuck
these,
it all.
of these
Yeah.
fucking
Fuck 'em.
biopics and fucking House of Gucci and the fucking and the Dahmer show and the fucking
It's
so
like
tired,
prison
bro.
food.
It is.
Hulu and Amazon and Netflix are serving you prison food.
Like this will fill him up.
Like
starting-
public education system.
It's starting to
cafeteria
literally
food.
make network TV look good again. Like it's going around, fully,
Right,
it's fully
yeah,
going around. It's like,
right.
well, this has a
Oh,
TV
yeah.
budget at least.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this is like
I mean, bro.
some dude wearing a beanie hanging barely on his head didn't direct this, you know,
Right.
in LA. Like, yeah, this is for my real. Yeah, I shot this. Yeah, take a look. I shot this episode of Insecure. Just like, I don't know, you can see the vibes. It's like low
Presenting
lighting.
your art like a rapper.
Yeah.
Just check
A
it
mixtape.
out.
No, you gotta pay for it. You gotta pay
Check
for
it out.
Yeah. Just like, yeah, like when she's having sex, like the lighting is like low.
It's like,
There's like a lamp,
Yeah.
orange vibes, orange.
okay, it's not a fucking. It's like, okay, it's not a fucking library, dog. You gotta.
Oh God.
Oh man, yeah, this shit sucks, bro.
We gotta
can-
make a new way, guys.
Hey,
We just gotta.
and don't get me started on streaming laws regarding residuals and the fact that I've written on several television shows and never been paid after the fact. Okay, all right, we have
Damn.
to-
I wonder what the
Wait.
checks were like though.
Is that how that works?
Yeah,
You don't
they-
get residue?
That's why so many networks are like branching out into streaming is because there's different residual rules. They might have changed since I last got very upset about this, but
That's
Yeah.
funny because I literally I follow a TV writer and he opens up his residuals checks for videos and these get like millions of views.
yeah, I have
Yeah.
gotten a residual check from Netflix because I was on an episode of Russian Doll, but I think that was like
You were? Wait, really?
I was on the first episode of Russian Doll. Yeah.
like in it? Like,
yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I had a line. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm the first. I'm
You think you know you're doing it, and then he's on Russian Doll.
technically the first person to disappear on that show. Yeah.
But yeah, you got like $500 for the month of January or something, and it was like, I don't know what are the fucking shows from the 90s. I forget it. Something.
Just Shoot Me.
Just Shoot Me. Yeah, that was one of them. Did you see that video?
I've seen one of his videos. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Everybody,
like that, King of the Hill.
Everybody that's still in TV now wrote on Just Shoot Me. I don't know what. I don't know what it.
What is that?
Called.
Gary?
What?
I don't know his last. Shanling?
Oh.
Is that Gary Shanling
who's
show?
That, Gary?
Who's that young Gary?
Gary.
Yeah.
It's
Remember Gary?
Is that David Spade?
Fallout fans?
know.
Anyone out there?
Fallout fans?
Yeah.
I thought you said Fallout Boy fans for a second.
Gary. You don't remember Gary?
I don't remember that, no. Is that from
Damn.
Fallout 3 or New Vegas?
3.
Okay. Those are vast games.
That might be. Wait, is Gary?
I feel like New Vegas is the
Vegas?
one you really made an imprint on your brain. But no, I don't recall. There's a lot of characters in Fallout. Okay.
Gary's a clone. Did y'all played those games?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Oh, okay.
The thing with Bethesda games is like I started playing Skyrim since 2013. I started playing it for the first time in like 10 years last year. And it was like, oh, cool. Like I've sunk 60 hours into the game. I've beat a neighborhood of the game. And it's just like, all right. I like when I hit that, I was just like, okay, I'm not
Wait,
even
what
like,
game are you talking about?
Skyrim. I'm like, I'm not even halfway through. And I
I love Skyrim.
I just put in 60 hours, and my guy's like maybe level 30 or something,
Yeah.
maybe not
I
even.
got the Daedric armor in.
I thought you said the knee jerk armor.
I got the Diedrich Bader armor in.
But yeah, shit is crazy how big they are. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then people were like, "Oh yeah, I played the DLC too." It's like, what are you doing?
What? No.
You hit 105, 110 hours in the game? Is that what happened?
I've been playing Sifu all weekend.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten past the second level.
Bro, I'm almost done.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
How many times have you restarted the strongholds?
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Every possible time that you could restart, I've restarted. That's like
But like, you know how you can retry it
yeah.
at the age. Okay, so you've done that. You've done that multiple times.
Yeah.
That's what I figured, because you're obviously probably aiming for a certain age.
Yeah. I'm trying to like I mean, I'm on the last I guess the tower or whatever I forget what it's actually called. But yeah, I texted you like the first stage. I was like 46 years old
Yeah.
before I was halfway through it. So
Yeah.
now I've like gone back and restarted so many times. I think I got to like the third or fourth stage at like 35.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty
one of
good.
it's the hardest game I've ever played.
Yeah, it's
Like-
very hard. It's the first game where there's a upper and lower dodge that I've ever played.
I think I've played games that had that, but it's like, it's just so, like, it doesn't telegraph at all. That's what frustrates me about it. Is like most games you can get in a rhythm because you start to see it coming. This one is like,
You literally just have to have reflexes.
yeah. Right, and which never had in my life.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's gonna stay like this indie game because it's too hard.
Yes.
Like it's almost like because you could fuck yourself at the end of the game. You could beat a stronghold and then be too old.
Yeah.
And then the last level is fuck. This is a game where every time you die, your character gets older, and you have to basically beat the game in one life.
That is an ageist proposition for a video game if I ever heard of one. And I will be petitioning my local congressman to get it removed from all distributors.
Okay, well it's
Okay.
but
EB
it's
Games,
but it's
you've been
balanced.
warned.
It's balanced because every 10 years, in 10-year increments, you lose a little bit of health, but you also gain damage. So it balances. You know, you
Does
get,
the climate get any worse? Just will end the progress of time leap forward at such a hasty speed. Anyways,
hey, buddy.
Feel free to cut it out. Whatever you gotta.
This is completely, entirely unrelated. But I've been reflecting like in the last day with like all the scandal, like the just rush of scandals and just these last 2 weeks.
I feel like you've been busy, and now you're like you finally realize how much shit's going on.
Yeah. But it's specifically with like individuals and men being disgusting and toxic and abusing their power and stuff. And I've been thinking about how like cyclical it is in terms of like podcasts or shows or web shows, whatever you want to call it. Like it's cyclical in terms of something happens with XYZ person, then everyone does this like performance and and then it's like back to the scheduled program, right? And okay, so in that there's something about power and about how people who do fucked up things don't really get canceled most of the time. There's kind of just like a break and then they come back, and then some of them probably continue doing what they were always doing. And it's like my brain was like going through all of this, and I was like, damn, like there's probably going to be so much more of this as we're having this show that it's probably worth like making like a notice.
Like a snapshot of where we are in time.
Well, no. I'm saying like a notice every time it happens where we tie it to the systemic so we don't have to talk about it over and over again. Because I'm like, what are we how many more times can we say, there's something implicit in hierarchy and hierarchical and exploitative businesses and systems that allows people to, it's like, when something happens to person, flash of the notice, and then we're like, what else do we want to talk about? It's like the nuances and the specifics like rarely change so much that the conversation for us changes. It's like, he could do that because he was in a power position. There was no transparency and
top power.
Top power position.
He was off that power pack.
Random thought, because I think about like, this show, the conversations we have, how we're navigating popular discourse. Like, I never want this to be a thing where we feel like we have to talk about the thumbnail, the YouTube thumbnail. Exactly. It's like, and where people are going, why didn't they talk about blah blah blah? And it's like, well, if we talked about it, we would just be saying what we said 30 times already. Not even for like 5 minutes, but like we're having multi-hour.
You kind of get to the point where it's just kind of like, this particular instance is so interesting because. Imagine he's in a van, right? Touring the country.
This is basically this is what like, academics do. They unironically write books about shit that has already been written about for decades.
Like this one's crazy because I kind of fucked with him actually. So things are different now.
This is crazy because we liked Thing. And now we don't.
Anymore.
Look at the codes that were there. Look at the code and Thing that was there. We saw it all along.
This is a classic milkshake duck, guys.
No. I didn't have anywhere to go from that. It was just like a thought.
I just agree. I mean, like I remember the week Kanye said a lot of the Hitler shit. People were like, this should be an interesting Jaded. And it was like,
that's mean. Someone's gonna feel so attacked from you doing that.
I don't care.
I care.
He cares.
Look, that was. Thank you for watching the show.
You can't even get the words out because you don't care.
Thank you. Thank you for being so interested in what we have to say about what's going on in popular culture in our world, to tune in and be excited, to feel like you're going to get some rich insight from conversation. Then we did have an interesting conversation about that, though.
I'm still knee deep in a sort of programming of stoicism and unemotionalness that I don't care if that offends you, because we're in the wild west of the internet, bitch. Welcome to hell. You know what I mean?
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. You're in it. You're in it by watching. You're in it by not watching.
This is the blood meridian, baby.
You were gonna make a point though, or another point on that.
But it was just like, I just remember seeing that, and I yes, appreciated the enthusiasm, but I was also like, we might not even talk about that shit.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like 90% of the time I like have a mental plan of what happened this week or what I think I'm going to talk about. It just never happens. Like,
yeah.
You know, why bother?
I'm definitely, I feel like this thing though that I've been circling around in the last day or two is definitely, there's definitely something deeper there in that thought and feeling. I feel like in the sense of when you actually have a sense of direction and purpose, even with a show like this, it puts everything into that level of perspective. And when you have that level of perspective, for me, what becomes most important is actually getting at the things that most people aren't already talking about. Yeah. And like getting into the nuances that most people aren't already talking about. And it feels sort of like at a certain level can be a distraction or a waste of time to like every time there's a thing you're just doing just in different variations because it's a different person and it's a different show and it's a different context. It's like the through line is fucking power. That's why I'm like, it would be funny if we just had a notice and it's the same copy. It never changes. And every situation you see how it applies every single time. It's like, okay, there's a problem here. That's
what we're trying to say here is dumb people talk about people. Smart people talk about ideas.
I love that meme.
What we're talking about is we're starting a new segment called New Rules.
Yeah, exactly.
A Bill Maher.
New rule. I don't want to talk about Kanye.
I am sick of talking about Kanye.
If you're not talking about the systemic, you're fucking dumb.
He is so annoying.
Yo.
Holy shit.
He is so annoying.
What a smug asshole.
Yeah.
So just high
You're
on his
a
own
woman.
supply or whatever.
It's always that.
It's like,
Muslims are violent.
Right.
Okay.
Kanye's
Bill
talking-
Maher. That's Bill Maher, not me.
Right.
It's Bill Maher.
Kanye.
No, someone's already. I really got you.
Thread of problematic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like rapper Ye is talking about the Jews. Not
Right.
one mention of the Muslims though. What's going on?
Right. Yeah.
He's like, I like where you're coming from, but it's the Muslims that we need to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Well, I guess we should address
We should
We should address the rumors. I don't wear any underwear.
Rick and Morty is over.
we should address the allegations.
Yeah, no. Just
No,
cut the
no.
last 45 seconds out. Listen. We should. How'd you like last episode? What'd you think of that, huh? What'd you think of episode 23? Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up, the video, merch link in bio. You know. No, but this isn't the first 2023 Jaded episode ever recorded.
It sure is not.
It's not.
Sure
We had a
is
good
not.
one actually, and we
blew it.
blew it.
We blew it. What did we talk about? We talked about
We talked about a lot.
the audio was fucked up.
The audio
Audio
was
was fucked
So
up.
we couldn't use it. There was some hardware glitch or issue. We couldn't use it. But we talked about some great things.
Mm-hmm.
It will be accessible with the fucked up audio to OC donors in the future.
Hopefully not
Yeah,
quite as
we're
fucked
trying to
up.
get like
see.
NASA level scientists to work on the audio.
OC exclusive.
This one's an exclusive on the OC. That's what we should. We should start branding it as that, just like the OC. Oh, and there's one. Yeah.
Oh dear Lord.
Got one right there.
You got hella.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
See, that's what happens when you live in balance with non-human nature. Sometimes that non-human nature get all up in your shit.
Sometimes you become non-human nature. I'm just trying to become a little patch of moss.
Man, you need to get out here and get some dirt up in your pee hole, man. For real. You ain't never been in balance. You ain't never been in balance with non-human nature till you got some dirt up in your
Speaking of which,
hole.
I nicked my penis today.
What?
On my ball trimmer. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
holding it.
I was hoping it'd be some random inanimate
No,
object.
no.
Yeah. Oh my fucking.
A mouse ran by with a katana.
New York, it happens.
Whoa.
It's like, who knew how sharp phones are?
But yeah, the penis accidentally slipped out of my hand, bounced against the trimmer, and it just one of those.
No.
But it's funny because it's like your penis is almost like a little guy, so you put like the toilet paper on it, and it just looks like a guy who cut himself shaving. You know, a little penis cut himself shaving. Yeah, wouldn't recommend it.
Like right there on the chin.
It's crazy because, like, how are you going to have sex now? You know what I mean?
How are you gonna bone?
Okay, y'all kid, but like seriously.
What's
like,
the
how you
heel?
gonna-
What's the ETA on heel
I
time?
wear a bag of ice around my penis until it rejuvenates, until it forms a new molt, a new skin. That'd be crazy if our penis is skinned, dude. If they've lost their skin, they shed
They
it.
shed.
Oh, like a snake. That'd be crazy.
So just penis skins.
Your
all over
roommate
your
just
living
leaves his
room?
penis shells, his penis skins all over the place.
Bro, what did I tell you about your penis skins on the coffee table?
Yeah. I bet people would collect that like they do nails. I went to MoMA recently and there was just jars of piss.
What?
It's like the jars
Wait,
of piss exhibit.
what?
It was like, here's cum, here's piss, here's sweat, here's blood. It was like someone had been keeping their fluids.
Okay, I don't.
They also got the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio shit.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just
No,
like,
that's-
what makes your shit so special that you get it in the MoMA, huh? You see the dump shit I've been taking, you'd have it in the fucking the Met, all right? On a fucking pedestal.
Take my
behind
crabs,
glass.
put a fucking frame around them. Suddenly, our Basil time for you. Selling it.
So I watched Puss in Boots. It was pretty good. It was a pretty
Oh,
good
yeah.
movie.
Where did you see it?
I saw it at home.
Oh, okay. No
I
theatrical.
saw it in the home. I
They were
did.
saw
having
it
a
at home.
screening at
yeah,
the
we just-
Metrograph.
Yeah.
Nope. Very
I got
unceremonious.
destroyed off martinis.
Unceremonious in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It looks kind of good. People are kind of gassing it.
It's fire.
It is.
It's the greatest movie of 2023, and it just started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Puss in Boots?
Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots.
I mean,
Yes.
I think it came.
Wait,
out in
now I'm
2022,
confused.
Let's be honest. Okay.
You what?
It came out. Did it come out? When did it come out? That's what I was asking
2022. I'm
earlier.
sure.
Well, it's
For
the
the-
best film of 2023.
It's the best film you've seen of 2023.
No.
Oh no.
No.
It's winning both years.
Rollover minutes, bro.
Shit so hard, it's in the future, man.
Shit's so hard.
So hard.
You ever seen a movie so hard, it's in the future, man?
Have you ever seen a Puss in Boots?
That's cool, man. Listen, what was the plot? I know there's a wolf guy,
There is a wolf guy. I don't want to give away.
and I think
too
he's
much.
played by the Narcos dude, right?
If I, yeah,
I think so.
Probably, maybe I don't know. So here we go. Puss in Boots.
Uh-huh.
He's a cat. Obviously, got 9 lives. But imagine a scenario where he didn't realize, oh, I already blew through 8 of these fuckers.
Oh.
So I'm only just one fucking cat now. I only got 1 of me left. And now think about how you would feel. Think about how you would feel, the fear that you would feel if you blew through 8 of your 9 lives, and now you realize, oh, now I have to cherish life, and I have to live as though I'm going to die. I gotta live as though I'm gonna die.
Were you quoting Kevin Gates just there? Really?
I was quoting Shrek,
Oh.
Connor.
Really?
Really?
I just Antonio
I think
Banderas
what
going,
a-
"Dickle in our
What a
stomach."
nightmarish condition to have. 9 lives, and also, why live such a perilous life where you? I mean,
You know, DreamWorks.
can you speak for this puss, please, for us? I mean, come on, what's he doing?
Look, I can't speak for all pussies, bro. I'm
Okay.
just one.
You're just one. You don't
I
have
saw
some
online
pussies.
today that DreamWorks claimed they spent $4 million to have Mike Myers re-record Chris Farley's dialogue for the film, and Mike Myers says that's not true.
Wait, what? For Shrek?
Yeah, because Chris Farley did like, I don't know if it was over 70 or over 90% of the dialogue, and then died, and then they did a whole restructuring of the story and everything. Y'all didn't know about this?
I knew he.
Oh my god! It's just that.
I knew he did like. I saw a test footage that he voiced, but I didn't know he did that much of the movie.
I've been seeing that online for years. Huh?
Do you think he was doing a Scottish accent during that? As Shrek?
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah. Shrek, pull up the test footage of Shrek.
Shrek, pull up the Jamie footage of Donkey.
Yeah. Pull up the Chris Farley training with Navy SEALs for the Shrek role. Pull it up.
They're making waffles.
They're making waffles. Was that Belgian? He Belgian?
My Joe Rogan just sort of crossfades into Owen Wilson.
Oh, yeah. Owen Wilson took over JRE. JRE.
Can you believe that? He's fucking a dragon. He's a donkey and he's fucking a dragon.
Yeah, what does that shit stand for? Spielberg, was it Katzman and
what?
SKG? Was it Gooch? What is the last one? SK
Gucci Mane?
No, DreamWorks. It's like SK. I think it's Geffen. I think it's Geffen, isn't it?
Geffen?
Something Geffen?
In terms
David
of
Geffen?
David Geffen?
I think David Geffen is the K in SKG. Spielberg, Katzman,
David
and
Geffen is the K in
and is the G. That sounds crazy.
Let me just look this up.
I'm so lost.
But yeah. Y'all didn't know that DreamWorks was started by a couple guys.
So,
And you're not gonna
wait,
believe
like
this.
how many guys? Okay, hold
They
on.
were white.
Okay, hold on. Run it back for me. Run it back for me.
Oh, SKG. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Okay, run it back for me. How many guys are we talking?
Three fellas.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they animated that
What
moon
the
shit
fuck?
by themselves. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg,
Katzenberg.
and David Geffen. Everybody.
Yeah.
1994.
That was DreamWorks. And I think their first movie was Ants.
Really?
DreamWorks?
I want
way.
to say it was.
No way.
I want to say it was.
No way. That feels like
No,
bullshit.
it wasn't.
What was
The
it?
first movie was the fucking Peacemaker.
The Peacemaker.
The John Cena?
The Peacemaker,
HBO
Mouse
Max
Hunt, Amistad, Paulie, Deep Impact. I guess Deep
Wait,
Impact.
Paulie the Parrot movie?
What they do?
That's a funny movie.
Yes.
What
That's
they
a funny movie.
Yeah.
What did they do?
I forget what it's
They
about.
did
but it's
Small
funny.
Soldiers before Ants.
What they do? Flubber.
They did Saving Private Ryan,
They-
and then Ants.
They do Flubber.
Oh,
They do Flubber.
I'm just taking in Saving Private Ryan and then Ants. Just guys being like, Mama, with their guts out. And then Woody Allen just being like, I'm in Bug's Life.
I'm a bug.
Ooh. This is my girlfriend. Yeah, she's from the same colony, but you know. But that's okay.
We like to keep things diverse here at DreamWorks. Small
Did you say
Soldiers.
Jaded Networks?
No, DreamWorks. Jaded Networks. Small Soldiers is also amazing. By
It
the
is a
way.
great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Still holds up.
Yeah. Kirsten Dunst.
Phil Hartman in that movie as the father as well.
Yeah.
And Dennis Leary.
Nestled safely under our tree. That's one of my favorite lines.
They do a.
And then David Cross is also in the beginning.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
people online
Are
calling
True.
me
They're saying
Dave
you were in that
Cross.
movie?
No, but look, not just no. People are calling me saying I look like David Cross, right? That's crazy, right?
I think it looks like more like motocross.
People
to
are
me.
now saying Zach looks like David Cross online as well. True story.
Zach
and I do
doesn't look like anybody to me. He looks like Zach Fox.
He looks like a.
Can we unpack David Cross? What is it?
It's the glasses. It's the glasses.
Okay, well,
And it's the
why
fact
is Zach getting called David
No, that's
Cross now?
because
wild.
because as far as the internet is concerned, you and Zach look like brothers.
So do you think that the hypothesis is that he's getting splash over from
I think he's getting splash over from
me
Yeah.
getting called David Cross?
Yes.
And then someone got confused and then went, I saw him on TikTok. He looks like David Cross.
I swear.
Yeah.
That's that could
Why
be
is
valid.
David Cross
That's gotta
holding
be it.
smaller
It's like-
David Cross?
I think. Well, and I
A
also,
lot of people liked that comment on Zach's. It wasn't on Zach's post. It was the stripper picture. It's like someone's, and he's like he's holding money, and there's just
And someone said he
it
looks
looks
like David Cross.
and people liked it.
It's just glasses. All you need is like
That's what I think it
it's
is.
Guess Who. You
There's
need
like
a couple
there's
features and it's
light
all the same
skin,
shit.
and then like similar head shape, and then wearing glasses, and then they go David Cross.
have you ever been nude?
David Cross.
You ever been
I mean,
nude before?
Huh?
Have you ever been nude before
or blued?
or blue?
This is going right over my head.
Or do you ever get naked ever? Or are you just always clothed?
Is this related to David Cross?
no, completely.
Never nudist. Are you a never nudist? I'm just kidding. I'll take some.
Is that an actual term?
Yeah, well, it's from
a never
Arrested Development.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Tobias Funke. He showers with jean shorts. He's a never
You
nude.
should watch that show.
It's a great
probably,
show,
You
bro.
probably like it. Yeah. Great line from that show is there's like a really rich piece of shit mom in it. And she's like, what could it cost? It's a banana, $10. It's a really funny show.
The first episode of that show, they're like on a yacht, and there's a pride parade boat floating by that's like protesting. I forget what the
Oh, yeah, I
actual
remember
plot point
this.
is, and it's just the most insane first line of a show. She comes out and she goes, "Look what the gays have done to me." And he goes, and like Michael Bateman like points to her haircut, like, you can probably clean that up.
Yeah. I could sit here and quote
It's a great show.
STDs all day, but what the fuck? Oh yeah, you're David Cross.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
Small
how
Soldiers.
how I got to David Cross. We were talking about DreamWorks, and then I was talking about
He was
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers. He was in Small Soldiers
Oh,
in the beginning.
okay,
They're like pitching the toys.
Yeah.
got you.
Also in Eternal Sunshine, which I just watched for the first time.
I haven't seen that.
I feel like David Cross is going to be on this show at some point.
I mean,
I have no idea.
I can just. I have a feeling he lives in. He lives in Brooklyn.
he's very accessible.
Wait, you said what?
No, I just like there's so many
Oh,
David
really?
Cross anecdotes out there. I feel like he's crazy.
I've
I
opened
don't
for him.
know.
Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like
he does,
him.
but yeah, he does. He hits the mics in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
The stories I've heard is just him being weird, like weird,
Yeah,
yeah.
like eccentric weird. But I don't know.
yeah,
if
that's
there's a
enough
dark.
for me.
Yeah. I mean, when
He's
I
really
love-
eccentric and antisocial.
he's like very normal to me.
Hey.
I
think he probably
well,
is.
like
Probably just in the bit.
Can't like anybody anymore.
Can't eat steak. Can't like David Cross.
Everybody's a breath away from being canceled now.
We gotta walk on eggshells.
Can't say I like David Cross anymore.
Oh, David Cross a little weird. So we gotta cancel him. I guess we gotta cancel me for being a little too touchy sometimes.
I thought you were gonna say being a little weird.
It's a dude who gives a bad.
My gym teacher called me weird in 8th grade. Does that make me?
maybe it's just like a made up meme, but I've seen a picture circulate on Twitter that like he's just like one person, an Asian actress had like a first encounter with him where she was
David
like
Cross.
Yeah, where she was like, I'm sorry, what'd you say? And he's like, what, do you not speak English? Ching chong, ching chong. Like, I swear to God.
really?
Oh,
I
think
swear
did
to
see-
God.
I think I did see that.
And
yeah.
it's like the most absurd headline I've ever seen because it's just a picture of him standing there, and it's like he's suffered no consequence for that.
I do remember that. I don't remember the.
I don't know.
I feel like
Stop calling me David Cross. I've had it up to here,
Sucker.
sucker. And we're done. No more David Cross comparisons.
Yeah. We should pull that up at some point though.
What?
Revisit it. The cross.
David Cross?
they're
The cross we must
being
bear.
racist?
doing a Passion of the Christ.
What are
too.
you saying? You're saying pull it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's on video?
No, I mean like
Oh.
It was like
the
it was
headline.
like a Twitter thread, I think.
Let me do
yeah.
this.
Maybe it's just a rumor, but I don't know.
Speaking of the cross, they are doing Passion of the Christ too.
That rules.
Wow, and this was 2017.
Yeah.
I hate being the guy who's like,
Oh wow, and it was Charlene Yee. Is that how you say her name? Charlene. I can't tell from this spelling. Cross remembers it differently. He's like, no, that's not what happened.
But you gotta see, literally, look, I wasn't joking. Literally.
Wow.
Like,
wow.
But here's the thing. Like, that's a comedian I mean, I'm not defending this at all. But I'm saying, like, even like that friend I met of yours who remember when I met that friend of yours at the bar before we linked up that one night at
oh yeah.
and I said something to him like, oh hey man, nice to meet you, I'm Connor. He goes, hey, that's cool man, no one gives a shit. And he had no idea who I was.
Yeah.
Or like, but it was just a joke, and he instantly was like, I'm just joking, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, maybe like back in the day he was doing shit like that.
He says, this seems crazy and way out of character for me. I'm buying teething gel right now, but we'll get to the bottom of this as soon as I get home. Spelled her name wrong. I don't remember this at all. It's bonkers to me and way out of character. DM me so I can understand all of this.
Oh, then he addressed it. Okay, I guess.
Wait.
I do not remember it like she remembers, and clearly we're quite a bit far apart on this, but I reached out to her privately and stressed it more, including the possibility that perhaps we are both misremembering exactly what happened that night. Anyway, I can't.
Hashtag Rashomon.
I have to write this way. I'm not a racist.
Come on now,
bro.
He's fucking with us. He's fucking with us.
Fucking weirdo.
He said hashtag Rashomon at the end.
I'm trying to get a full.
That's a movie about multiple different accounts of something happening.
Right.
A Japanese movie.
Yeah.
It's a Kurosawa, right?
It's just bizarre. Yeah.
Man. Weird. You know what, man? This why
whoever's editing this, just make that not weird. That was weird. Like, wait, but let's look at it. Let's open up the corpse.
I mean, shit, we're here.
Man, shit.
Yeah.
We don't have to be here.
Man, shit.
No, but DreamWorks. Damn, really the Sega of animation studios. You know, never quite beaten the goats. Pixar, Disney. Never quite.
DreamWorks.
It's such an American framing of
I want a poster of the lamp from Pixar fucking dunking on the moon from like the Venom Spider-Man shit, but it's the lamp.
It's just the lamp electrocuting the kid on the moon.
Yeah. Like Calvin pissing on the Toyota logo. It's like he's fucking zapping the kid.
I do think DreamWorks has the hardest bumper, like intro, like sequence and score.
Kid fishing on the moon. Yeah.
It's
John Williams. Did John Williams do?
I don't know. That's a good question. I never thought about that.
Or no, they have multiple. They had a composer who did the Shrek shit and they did a variation. Yeah. I think that is John. Yeah, it was John.
This video's gonna be taken down. That was so accurate. It's gonna be copyright.
Oh no, that was accurate.
No.
Did I tell y'all my John Williams story before?
No.
I think you've
J-Dub?
told me.
I have a post on Instagram.
I think you've told me, yeah.
Johnny Wills?
When you were sitting in the front.
Yeah. I went to
and he was like, David Cross. Nice to good to see you. Biggest, you were in Halo 2. I remember that.
Love Arrested Development. Great show.
Love Mr. Show. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I took my some of my fam to see John, and we were in the very, very front row. This is like years ago. And it was like I can't remember what song they had just performed, but it was like he was getting his bearings, and he was sort of just like looking down, and then like his eyes turned, and then he caught eyes with me. And I I told my my fam, like, I must have been like just like, you know, just like just like grinning at him because
Some drool coming out.
yeah, like water in my eyes, and because he didn't break eye contact when he just kept looking at me, and then he smiled and he was like, "Thank you." And mind you, we're like very close. Like he's kind of like where that wall is, if not closer.
He worded he mouthed
said,
thank you.
Thank you. That's not. This isn't the peak here. He says thank you, and he turns and he does like his walk, his semi slow walk, raises his arms, and then they go into the Star Wars theme.
Whoa,
That's crazy.
It was like beat, like in a screenplay. Like he says thank you. And
Wow.
then he goes,
Wow.
raises his arms, and then they go into Star Wars.
That's crazy, bro.
It'd be crazy if he shot you with a blaster right after that.
I hate how like romantic and perfect that is. It's wild.
It's literally, I think about it all the time because, you know, like I'm a composer, and you know, you always dream of meeting. I didn't even think I could ever meet or interact with a titan like John Williams. That wasn't even a possibility in my mind. And I was thinking about it, I was like, that was literally better than if I had just met him on the street.
Yeah.
Like there are other legendary composers that would love to have that experience.
Yeah.
People who probably know him that would love to have had that interaction. It felt like it was like just for me.
Yeah.
It feels
It was
like fate, you know?
That's like the idyllic version you get at the start of the movie, and then toward the end you find out he's the villain.
Like
Like that, you know.
it's
that's like
Griffith vibes kind of actually.
Yeah, that's like what's his name in Coco, in the beginning of Coco.
Oh, Bruno?
No, you're thinking of Encanto. It's like have you seen Coco?
I have, but I don't.
There's
remember.
like a.
I'm trying to figure out the actual joke you're making. I'm trying, it
It's
went over
already
my
long
head.
gone now. I'm just trying to explain it. But he's like kind of a. I mean, I hate this example, but he's kind of like an Elvis type. Just like kids look up to him. And then,
Oh, so you're saying it? Yeah, it could be it could be bad if that. Yeah,
I'm saying,
Coco.
yeah, yeah, you know Coco.
yeah.
Coco.
Yeah.
The thing that's annoying is after that happened, I'm like looking over to my fam, and I'm like, "Did y'all saw that, right?" And they're like, "What?"
Of course.
And then they're like acting like I'm like accentuating, like exaggerating the moment afterwards. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Whatever.
It could be the documentary on your life. Like, that never happened. It never happened.
The Wikipedia Z claims
Yeah.
he had an
He
interaction.
claims that John Williams said, "Hey kid, catch," and
Threw his baton.
threw his maestro jersey at him. Threw his composer jersey at him.
Yo,
Catch.
they're gonna be like Jimi Hendrix's family, being like, "No, my baby was scared of needles."
Yeah. No.
We were talking about DreamWorks though.
No, but that's a wild story because like
No, we were not.
Yeah,
We were done.
We're not going. Okay, all right.
it was back to DreamWorks.
Trying to keep the thread.
No, but that's crazy because like who knows? Maybe one day you'll be a peer of Johnny Dubs. Maybe Z will make an incredible symphony someday. Or I guess that's not what it's called. He'll make a
You
symphony.
talking about a score?
A score.
Yeah.
He'll make an
Yeah, I don't know
incredible
about
score.
that. I'm fine. I'm like, he's so big. It's like one of those that's more than what. It's like when I fucking met Joe Hisaishi. It was like,
Yeah.
That was before you went to that concert recently, right? That was like a while ago.
that was years ago.
Mhm.
It's just like,
It's funny you realize how accessible all those people are, though, if you're in the right circles. You know?
that both of those situations did not come from any type of connections, any type of.
Well,
it was purely.
I mean, just being in the right spaces. Like, I don't know, dog. I've met. I just like opened for Bobcat Goldthwait in my first year of comedy. Like, I've met Chappelle. I've met all these people that, like, at this stage of my life, couldn't care less.
Mhm.
But like, I feel like at a certain point you're just like, oh damn, these people are just.
I mean, like, if you go to their shit,
who are every individual is different.
Yeah,
I mean,
so like
Joey,
Joey
but if you
Saisi,
go to their shit, it's a higher. I mean, they're there.
Oh yeah,
right.
But it just, I mean, I think the way we idealize these people, we just get this sense that they're like completely unattainable, and then you just like, you get to a point where you're just like, oh no, you can meet them. It's possible. You know. I don't have a bigger point than that, but
no, neither do I. We're just chilling. This is a chill app.
I don't know. I had at one point I had like a list of like, people that I wanted to, I dreamed of like collaborating with or even just meeting, and I broke it down. It's like, most of the people are in like a regular list, and then I had a moonshot section, and the people in the moonshot
are just getting crossed off.
Well, yes, but I'm saying they were there because they're older. They maybe don't live in the U.S. or they don't live in New York City. They don't work. They're not like working as often.
Yeah. So
I'm like, the odds of me just meeting them is just so much smaller than everyone else. It's like even someone, I don't know, like I think about how I didn't meet David Byrne, but I ran into him in a market. I feel like I told y'all the David Byrne story. I think I told y'all the David Byrne story is kind of funny because it was when I used to work at opening ceremony, so I was like down in Soho. And by the way, I'm bringing this up just to say it's like, oh well, that was more realistic to me because I'm like, New York City, you can just run into him. He's out here all the time. But anyways, I was working in Soho, and I was standing. I can't remember the name. I wish I could remember the name of the market, so people who are like native to New York City or who live here know. But I'm standing in there. And the way my memory is like, it was like an angel because he was wearing like white and his hair was like very white, and the sun was like shining through the door, so it was literally like just light flashing in this white man with white hair, and we got to talk about your concepts of God. There is no concept of God.
He doesn't exist.
But he comes walking in, and he does this like like this glance at me like it's
your boy.
It was a smile. It wasn't like a condescending. It was sort of like, I'll let you process that. And then I'm like standing there. I'm like, and I pull my phone out and I would just start Google David Byrne. Because I'm like, I'm doubting myself. I'm like, there's no way. Right. And I'm like looking up images, and I'm like, oh, yep, that's him. And then I turn and I look, and there's like the spot had like this, not a buffet, but how they have, it's like the metal trays and like with glass over it or whatever. And he has his glasses over his nose and he's going. The buffet. It was just funny. And then we got checked out at the same time and then walked out, and I never said anything. And I was like, damn.
Wow.
I love David Byrne.
Yeah.
This is not my beautiful grocery store.
Hey, this buffet. This ain't no fooling around. Man. Yeah. That album he did with St. Vincent, very good.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yeah. I like St. Vincent.
Yeah.
Every time I have this conversation with people, though, it's like when I talk with Alex about like dope artists or whatever, his energy is always sort of just like, who cares? Like, who cares? Which I understand.
That tracks.
Which I understand, but I'm also like, I don't know. Like, I like art is like one of the last things that like bring me joy in this world.
Yeah.
So it is like, to me, they are sort of like wizards to me. It's like they're like, at least the people who influence me.
I'll never forget when Regis Philbin came to my high
school. I'm like, wizard. He goes, Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
A wizard for the ages.
It was like
Showtime wizard.
What are you guys, kids?
for yeah.
What are you guys, kids or something?
Oh, boys.
Oh.
What are you just fucking each other day in and day out? Oh, boys. Oh, my God.
Why don't you show us a trick?
But yeah, for some reason he came to to speak at an event at our high school like after hours, and I went to it, and they needed just like people on stage to make it not look like such an empty ass stage with just him and the moderator. So I was on stage sitting in the background with like 10 other people while he was being interviewed. And he recalled some story where he actually interviewed Steven Spielberg at like USC. He didn't interview him, but he got a question asked, and it was Steven Spielberg in the crowd. And years later, he found out that was him, and it was like, "What's your advice for making it in the entertainment industry?" Oh my god, this was like 2012, 2013.
I thought you were gonna go, and he pointed at me, and he went, "Do you want to be a millionaire?" Just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm a
Who wants to
millionaire.
be a millionaire?
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that story.
I mean, bro,
There
we
aren't.
had Ruben Studdard's mom spoke at my high school. So
Y'all are
that's
just
a better
degrading.
story.
You said that. You said
I
that a
did.
couple.
I did. Yeah.
I mean,
There
I'm
aren't-
sorry.
like
We all
amnesia.
haven't had Excalibur tossed to us by John.
No. Where I'm going with it is like there has to be at least one or two or three like artists,
that I
living
would-
artists or creatives where you're just like, yeah, like that would be a big deal to me. That would mean a lot to me. Like, cause you know,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
people who they try and do this like posturing of like, and I think it's funny because like half the people I'm like, if your biggest influence walked in the room, you would be fucking shaking in your boots right now. You're trying to act,
Yeah.
you're trying to
Yeah.
act like, oh, he's a human. It's like, yeah, we know they're human beings,
Right. No.
And we're not like
I think a lot of
blindly
it's just like
worship. We're not
war. Like you don't know until it's happening.
yeah,
also.
it's
How
also
you're
like
gonna
not
react.
blindly worshiping them or something, but it's just like, yeah, if a motherfucker shaped your fucking childhood and you never met them before, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
big, and you're a creative, it's like gonna be a big deal to you.
Yeah.
you know?
I think
Yeah.
I come at it from the perspective of I'm in comedy, and just the turnover rate for
Of
people-
legends.
of yeah is just so
Yeah.
high. Just everybody is trash.
Yeah.
And so like in the art form that has meant the most to me my whole life, just like can't trust anybody.
I'd probably
And so
really
I just
hype. Sorry.
I feel where you're coming from, but I also
But I mean,
am, like,
think beyond just that. Think beyond comedy, just like
Well,
art
but
in
I
general.
just-
I'm trying
Yeah,
to think of
for
like
sure, but, like-
actors that I would like love to meet. Like I'd love to meet like Tom Hardy or like Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves.
yeah,
Would be sick.
yeah,
that would be sick.
yeah.
Um,
I think it's just something particular about like having your art, your heroes in that. be,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
you know, dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would flip out if I met Denzel. You know,
Yeah.
or fucking.
I feel like
It's a small list for me.
I feel like
it's not even like it's a lot of people, but it's just
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
and I've been lucky to meet. I've met most of them
Yeah.
so far.
You also
Yeah.
just have like dope. You've chosen dope people to make your idols, whereas I have not.
Yeah,
Mine are all like old white men. Like I'm like Tarantino would be. I'd love to,
Yeah.
you know. But it's like, or like, or it's like Scorsese is great, but like that's like a 80-year-old man. Like I'll never have a friendship with, or even a
Yeah.
mentorship. You know, it's like God bless him, but he's old as fuck and probably tired and busy. You know, it's like
yeah.
so I don't know. Like I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard
But
to
I'm
say,
sure
man.
there's some where it would just like if I, if you know what would be crazy. I'll tell you this, and this is bordering on sexual fantasy, but if I was at a party and I just had a lively, lovely conversation with Stanley Tucci, that would probably be, that would be amazing.
Mhm.
That would
Yeah.
be something where I'd be like, wow,
Yeah,
I got to eat brie with Stanley Tucci. That's fantastic.
yeah. I don't know who
I
it
don't
is
know.
anymore for me. I'm like, I don't even, like, there are people that I would flip out about, but I don't know who's like particular to me, you know?
It would just be cool. It would be more mind-blowing to be friends with certain people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
like
Right.
like if it was beyond beating them, but it was like
Right.
you genuinely have a soul connection with
Oh
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what blows.
I
my
don't even
mind.
know how to describe that.
Yeah, it's
That is just it.
Wow.
It makes you feel like you. It's like
a trip.
well, no, it's like it makes you feel like you've arrived in a way. You know.
Yeah.
Like and I'm saying that meaning like all the other factors are kind of irrelevant because it's like, oh well, I'm cool with this like genuinely, not like superficial, but like you said, like soul connection.
Yeah.
And it's like someone who, you know, they had a huge impact, and already you're like, oh well, they're probably going to be a piece of shit. Then they're not a piece of shit. And not only are they not a piece of shit, but they care about the same existential stuff that you do, and they like that's rare. I feel like
that's a
T-Pain.
Yeah,
it would be T-Pain.
Yeah, I like how we're now just naming people. Like, who would be crazy?
Nah, bro. If I could be friends
King
with
Arthur,
T-Pain,
imagine if we fucking historical figures.
this is the same level of
Abraham Lincoln,
attainability.
dude, that would I'd be insane.
T-Pain and Abraham Lincoln, same level of attainability.
Same hats.
I feel like I would flip out if I could be friends with T-Pain, which is like sad because I have friends that are friends with T-Pain. It feels so attainable.
Yeah. It is attainable.
It's so attainable.
And he's
just
a
saw him
nerd
someone,
too.
you're like,
He's
yeah,
like in the
right.
same shit. He's a
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw a video recently where he's talking about that big ass chain,
Oh yeah.
and it's like $400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the
And
big
then
ass
he had
chain.
he had
It's not get crazy. $500,000 on that. It's crazy.
He had it melted down into a slightly smaller chain. What I forget.
Yeah.
I forget what he did.
Mark Twain. Crazy.
I don't.
You mean
Just thinking of historical figures from Missouri.
Mark Twain? You mean of the Anti-Imperialist League? That dude?
I feel like
Sure.
I feel like
I know.
I feel like that conversation point though came from this place of feeling like there is a false dichotomy that like conscious people conscious artists create around like, oh, like don't hero worship and then stan.
Yeah.
And then they all have, and there's different rationalizations on
Right.
each side or whatever, but there's an in between of just like
just like art.
you can like art and like a person, and the person cannot be shitty. The person can be a decent human being, and then there can be like shared love and appreciation like around that.
And it's like funny because I always grew up with anyone. I feel like, I don't know. It's interesting when you consider that the people that you stan, I feel like you also understand they're at a different level than you, or like,
oh yeah,
you don't hope to relate to them. You know what I mean? You're just like, they're dope because I could never. I don't relate to how genius they are or whatever.
Yeah.
And but it's weird because there are just a lot of people who, you know, they don't actually respect the people they respect. Like they don't actually fuck with the human version of the
they're
person.
an object. They're an
yeah.
object.
Yeah,
right?
it goes
it's a
back to that whole
consumer
conversation of just like,
that is related to the hero worship thing too, because you do dehumanize. They're not a human being to you. They are like a deity to you.
Yeah.
You know?
They're a commodity.
Right.
yeah, like it's just not, it's not good.
Yeah.
When people's like part of their thing is just like being a fucking groupie, basically. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Not
It's a
good.
very real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because not even on some like, I don't give a fuck, but like I don't. It's weird. I don't like.
I mean, I don't 99% of the time.
Yeah. But I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't believe that. I don't believe I don't have a couple that would probably like blow me the fuck away.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. 99%
you know what I
of the
mean?
time. That's what I was saying. There has
Yeah.
to be, like, I asked Zach this, and he's like, Tartakovsky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, he said basically there's no one, there's only Tartakovsky. That's the only person where if he walked in the room, I would be like, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But then there's other people we've talked about.
Yeah.
He said he's, you know,
See,
so it's like,
I think I'm just gonna get caught off guard by it. I'm just never gonna know. Cause I thought like people outside my industry that I fuck with, like Jason DeMarco, I thought was gonna be
I thought my brain went Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo.
I thought Jason Derulo didn't really eat all those pancakes with ice cream bars on top of them, but he does.
Oh, he does.
You know those TikToks he makes where he's like, "I'm making
The
fucking
fucking
M&M pancakes.
the
Let's
nightmare
go."
sink food.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo.
I wonder what kind of roids
What were you saying though
does.
about Jason DeMarco?
Like I thought he would be somebody that like that I wouldn't be able to talk to, and then like I found out. I guess I interviewed him at a thing a few years ago, and it was just like fine and normal. Yeah. Like everybody I think is gonna freak me out is like whatever.
To me, it's like it would have to be off guard. Like you getting groceries and seeing David Byrne, I can see why that's like really memorable because that's like holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if I was at a party or like a kickback that wasn't like a big, like not a lot of people there, and like a person walked in, I feel like that would have a stronger impact than like seeing them on the street or at an event. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all. I think the conversation is also like oriented around like what do you want? Like what is it? What is the point besides I don't know, being able to say, hey, I met this person and got a picture, you know? And like for me as an artist, I feel like beyond the notion of collaboration or something, it's literally just this thing of wanting to, I guess, feel like you touched, like there was a touch, there was a moment, a connection with someone who impacted your life so deeply. It's not even about, that's why the way I frame it, it's like I'm not even, some people I've been able to have relationships with or start relationships with, and that it just blows my mind. But I just want a touch and to say thank you or to express love and appreciation, because what they did is going to impact me for as long as I'm creating. Right. You know, after they die, it's still going to be a part of my imagination and a part of how I perceive art. And
yeah, I think also everybody that I feel that way about is like this close to me already. You know, like all the comics that
you could run into them.
Yeah, well, like all the comedians that I'm still inspired by are like I'm seeing them at shows on the regular, or if not every week or so, like every now and then they'll do a drop in, we'll talk. But like it's these sort of semi unattainable people that I feel the most like disdain toward, you know. Or I'm just like, you're doing so much just fuck shit with your platform, like I just can't care. There was a point where I felt that way about like Chappelle, and then it just went away so fucking fast. You know,
you're like, damn, you should have stayed in your. He should have stayed in his crib in the fucking
Columbus.
Just stay up there.
Right.
Don't come back,
bro. Just continue to
go. Stay in Africa.
Just go back to Africa.
Yeah, stay there.
Go back to Yellow Springs where you came from. But yeah, bro, that fucking 2009 like comedy or Laugh Factory set could have been the last thing I saw from him.
Right.
Chappelle,
he's wearing like a yellow shirt, that one? Or some colored shirt?
It's like a green like baseball shirt.
He's got to be one of the only guys I've ever seen to get in shape and look worse.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, really. Really, let's be honest.
He started wearing those
the Bokeem Woodbine.
Yo.
Bro, when he came back and he was blasting cigs and like looked huge, I was like,
remember his shit for the Netflix?
Bro.
He was long shirt.
The long
with, like,
shirts.
leather pants and Rick Owens.
It's the long shirts that like hug his curves perfectly.
But he's like big and deezed up. So it's like it's just not.
It just like cups the ass.
Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've been smoking 20 years. I'm really a tough guy. Sit in my garage and do push-ups and smoke.
Yeah, I went to Africa for a little bit, and I came back as late stage Busta Rhymes.
No, but he really looks unwell. I mean, like when he came back, and now I feel like his image people are like, let's slim down a little bit, Dave. Like, let's stop taking the creatine every day.
Let's dial it back.
Because now he's starting to look more normal. I feel.
Really?
I think he's thinned down, and I think it's because his people are like, people are really not reacting to the whole jacked vibes, the whole ripped
people
trend
think you're scary.
cycle, roid cycle vibes. You were more reasonable when you didn't have 5 professional trainers making you bigger every day. People related to that.
I do want to say, for at least from my side, I say all of that to still say don't have heroes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
don't, or at least maybe beyond that, it's like, yeah, they're humans.
Here's
They're
a tip,
humans.
here's a tip
That's a
for
part
life.
of. That's also that understanding is also a part of I think what can make for meaningful like connection and like
Yeah.
appreciation for an artist. If you never actually understand that, then problems will ensue. You know,
If you can kill that impulse to like think they're perfect,
Right,
and then get
right.
blown away when they're not,
right?
or get like, or just be like, look, I'm by no means a celebrity, but I have like things that I've done that people like, and there are people that will stop me on the street and be like, they'll just give me the stare down, like, oh my god, I can't believe you're dog, I'm just getting on the train right now, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is the most, like, you're making it weird.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not that person, then like, I
love
care.
when they don't make it weird. When they have some awareness of like, what might this be like to receive this interaction?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another advice for life.
That's what I get most. It's new. The getting recognized thing is new for me. But in New York City, it's only been that so far. It's been nice and normal. And even though this one dude, shouts out to you, saw me on the train, and I felt like he was a little nervous, and he was definitely staring. But when he came up and spoke, it was just nice and normal.
Yeah.
You know, and so this dude yelled at me from inside of a building. He came from inside of a building. It was like, "Yo, you funny, man. You're funny, man." And I was like, I had headphones. And I was like,
out
"What?"
from inside of a building?
He like came and opened the door and yelled at me. He was like, "Yo, you're funny, man."
Wow.
And I was like, "What? What'd you say?" He's like, "You're funny, man. I think I seen you. And I was like, "What was it?" And he was like, "With Zach." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, man. Thank you." He's like, "You're funny, man."
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I got the whole anime fan base, so they'll just come.
Yeah.
They'll just like stand in front of me, and just
They'll start talking like it's a dub. Like, oh my god, it's you! I can't believe it. Oh, I'm messing this up. I saw one.
I don't know what I'm gonna say.
I saw the bully videos where
it's like, well, you're saying it out loud.
where the anime kid snaps and he starts acting like he's in a recording booth. He's like, "You want to see me angry? I'll show you my power!" Like, and they start wailing on some kid.
Yeah.
That video, the kid's like, "You're embarrassing me in front of the whole class," to his teacher. "How dare you?" And she's like, "Shut up! Go to the principal."
I swear there are two of those. They're separate, but it's the same dynamic. It's a kid who's angry, talking like an anime character, and the teacher's like, "Oh, come on.
Yeah. I had a nanny.
What are you gonna do about it? You're my bitch. Don't you know that?"
The principal.
That's like you need to leave.
Yeah. You need to leave. That video is unfortunately so funny.
Which
Where
one?
they're- Oh my god! Where the
You
guy
need to leave.
the parent
Yeah,
teacher
I forget what
conference
that
or
was.
whatever.
Oh.
and this is some white guy just goes, "Why don't you go back?" Like it's a
Wait,
Mexican guy talking. He's like, "Why don't you just go back to Mexico?"
No, the funny
and then
thing.
everyone gets mad. And he goes,
The funny thing is how long they let it go on. Like they,
"Yeah,
you know what I
we've
mean?
talked about this.
Yeah,
How
we
he's
did
just
talk about
chilling
it.
there."
yeah, like
Oh, I've
If-
only seen that part of the clip.
you could
Yeah.
tell. You could tell it was so performative because of how long they let the racism. Like they just let him do his thing. They were barely like saying anything to the. I don't even know if he was actually Mexican. To the Latin American, Central American
Right.
dude,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just start, and it's like, "Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!" You know, it's just
Yeah.
so like.
like,
can't skate here.
Yeah.
I will like white liberals. You could tell they only react to the buzzwords. You know?
Right.
They don't have
It's
an
like,
ethic
all right,
about it.
now.
All right, you crossed the line, buddy.
Now you're
Yeah.
making it so I have to do something here.
You guys recording?
Now you're making it obvious. Okay?
You could have dog whistled it up all day, and I would have said nothing.
Yeah.
But now you had to go and say nigga.
Yeah.
Wait.
We could have gone back to silently voting Republican every 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got to that from anime fans and anime voices.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Humanization.
It's a weird one.
This show's like a whirlwind sometimes.
You're on shrooms, I'm pretty sure, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Portobello.
Uh-huh.
Portobello mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Platforms like YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, they're all ass. They don't respect your privacy, they're riddled with ads, and they're completely silent and unreachable when you need help. Have you ever talked to somebody at YouTube? Think about that. I sure haven't. To top it all off, we don't control them at all, despite being the reason they exist.
So that's why we're partnering with a design and development agency called
400 million D&D.
to build our own cooperative alternatives that bring the best features of all those platforms together and that we can control together too.
We seriously got to have an exodus to some sort of digital Zion that we built ourselves. Somewhere where all of us can actually have a say over the technology that we're using to communicate with each other. For more on how you can support us all in getting off these shitty platforms, visit opencollective.com/digital Zion and tap in.
Just because these dystopian systems are eating themselves alive,
Doesn't mean they gotta take us with them.
I think at least from my side, it's like there's something weird that happens when I feel like you do feel more grounded and in a community with people, in the sense that you're not as like there was a point in time where a majority of my day was spent like spending hours reading like news on geopolitics and like what's going on between XYZ country. And I think I'm just saying that to say my even in terms of the shit we're doing, like my thinking has been like closer to the ground, in a way that I haven't felt like in years. So a lot of the stuff that I'm thinking about from day to day, or even like what we're talking about, is just super. It feels close and immediate in terms of like industry, in terms of like the lives that we're trying to live, like whatever. I think about that too in the context of the show, like listening on the other side, like,
No, bro, I fucked up. I started reading about simulation theory this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I'm on another planet right now. I blew it, bro.
I think a lot of my free
you're out in outer space now.
Yeah, no.
my like free time that I spend like to learn is either with regard to like history, or it's like over like very practical organizational legal stuff these days.
I still read a lot of like
video game history also.
Yes.
Did you know gaming? It's fucking amazing.
Oh, that's fire, bro.
I spent a lot of time watching Did You Know Gaming.
That makes me happy that you do that. That's good.
I still read so much like what feels like unnecessary theory now. I started reading Baudrillard this weekend. I'm just like, what the fuck is this for, bro? Like that is
like, the question.
It's like
that's where Marx was right.
Yeah.
So
bro,
the point is to change shit. I don't give a fuck about this fucking
right. Like dog, I was like, it's a symbol on a symbol on a symbol. It's not representing anything.
Man.
Fuck that.
It's funny because like I follow like young people on Instagram who have like very niche, like very theory laden kind of semi meme. You know the ones I'm talking about. I'm not gonna name any of them, but like one of them put out their own like work recently. Like it's their own theoretical work inspired by all those French postmodern motherfuckers.
Right.
And I just started reading it, and it was literally like that. It's like A is B, but to make is what IS to B is that. And it's like
if you read
Yeah.
Sartre, it's literally like a different
Like
language. It's
Bro.
literally like a different language
Mhm.
from the top. They like in philosophy and metaphysics, it's its own language in
Yeah.
English.
Bro,
Like
this shit is so like this. Like they took the mummies from Egypt and they put them in the museum, and then they sent them back to Egypt, a pure simulacrum. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
yeah.
And
It's like I love and hate the bullshit that is academia. Like I
Yeah.
love being able to fixate on a single thing and go deep on
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
And
of
I love
course.
the freedom of academia.
Yes.
But there also is parts where you're just like, you feel like a fucking
I would,
Gary Vee.
see,
Like
I
this is
wouldn't.
bullshit.
I wouldn't conflate
You know?
that with academia, though. You know,
Right,
I would.
yeah.
I would just say that's knowledge, that's reason, that's logic,
Right.
and it's people who have the time and resources, largely because of academia, to just keep going down the thread as
Right.
far as it will go.
Yeah,
you know?
what I hate is like reading the first page and being like, I already see all the practical application that
Right.
you're gonna leave out of
Yes.
this.
Right,
That you're
right.
not gonna
Yes.
like. I think and he never mentions this. He never says anything like this. But like the simulation theory. For anybody who doesn't know, simulation theory. There's the version of just like we're in a computer. That's fucking stupid. This one is also a little bit stupid, but it's more practical in the sense of like over time symbology loses its meaning. Essentially, like
Okay.
yeah, it's like in the sense of like media.
That's what that
there's-
meme is, where it's like a copy of a copy, and then
Yeah.
the true copy of the true essence, or the whatever. You know.
Exactly. Like that's what postmodern shit is. We're so inundated by media to the point that like the media now is only reflecting other media and it's not reflecting what's actually going on in real life, you know? And it's like from page 1 you can read all these like gymnastics this man is doing and you can just automatically be like religion. Talk about religion. Talk about the Constitution. Talk
Right.
about all these
Right.
fucking stupid ass symbols
Right.
that we are like we gotta uphold the Constitution instead
Yeah, the
of
ones we're
ins-
still materially related to. Right.
exactly, and like just say those things and say and you can break down like here are maybe the principles that the Constitution was allegedly founded on that it doesn't actually represent, that we can talk about those.
But instead, it's
Yeah.
like, is pipe, pipe.
Is it
Comment, is it a pipe, or is it copy of pipe? Is pipe.
Hey, you could just let's talk about why the Matrix was bad, even though everybody fucking loved it. Like that
Yeah.
type of.
Someone's gonna come in and be like,
Wow.
you know, you guys are really. I usually like your stuff, but that was a really crude reductionist
Yeah,
representation.
those
Hey, you
jaded
know
guys,
what?
they're a bunch of like mid IQ anti-intellectuals. They don't even read theory.
They're
They-
dilettantes. They're pseudo intellectuals.
yeah.
No, but yes,
Yeah, it's,
that shit of I hate when you're cracking open a book or an article or a journal entry and you're like, this shit is hundreds of pages deep, and then you're like, I see how far this is gonna go for me.
Yeah,
I see
right.
what this is gonna do for me, and it does not warrant me reading hundreds of pages of whatever the fuck
Right.
this is. This is not. It's
Yes.
not. It's just not necessary
and
at
then
all.
and then you go on YouTube looking for the like breakdown, so you don't have to read the whole book, and you can tell right away they don't have any type of critique of like capital. And because they start off the videos like, it's such a very complex theory that we don't realize it's still controversial to this day. It's just like that just means it fucking critiques capital. That's all that means. And you don't believe that. You don't believe in that shit. Like,
Look into structuralism, folks. There's something in there for you. Yeah. Something you can really get your hands on.
Oh, Jason Shepard.
Postmodernist thought and thinking has, produced really useful and like helpful things. But I would not say
Yeah.
that that's the majority.
yeah.
And I'm also saying this aware that in the last 5-6 years, postmodernism is used as like a dog whistle by people who also don't understand what it is.
I mean, to Baudrillard's point, postmodernism now also means the Jews. Right, among many other things. So you got me there, Jean. You got me there, Jean. But it's just a lot of talking in circles to say some shit that I already know. You fucking weirdo.
Well, it's like, isn't one of the principles of postmodernism like you don't know anything for sure? Isn't that kind of what it is?
Can you really even ask that question? I mean, we really have to interrogate.
Do you even know what you're asking?
You said the questions of postmodernism, but postmodernism questioning in that particular fashion. So that's actually inherent. What you said is a contradiction.
Okay, that's interesting. But you're also now questioning my questions, and I think the way that you question those questions,
really, what you asked is an answer. And I think if you find the right answer for the question, you'll see the answer answers itself.
Yeah,
Flubber is a postmodern.
I definitely want to have a more fleshed out postmodernism like convo at some point.
Yeah, I gotta read though.
You're reinforcing stereotypes about the Appalachian porn working class. Yeah. Okay, listen. Hey, we got comrades down there.
Yeah,
it's true.
And you know what? We're gonna make great illustrations for them to learn these concepts.
What?
Like picture books. That's the joke. I'm saying I need that. I'm just kidding.
You're painting a very dangerous image of stupid people.
Now we're gonna get. You know, I love the show, but as a native Kentuckian, I was a very crude reductionist representation of the Appalachian. Is Kentucky in Appalachia? That's Appalachia, right?
No,
I don't think so.
No. West.
Let's just go with Virginia. West
They
Virginia.
were going to call it Appalachian fried chicken, but I didn't know the same way to it.
Hold on. It is Appalachian.
Kentucky is?
Yep.
Oh, I was wrong.
Well,
that's it. I got to read.
Y'all are gaslighting me in here.
Now don't you gaslight me now. Everybody just says gaslight these days, don't they?
Oh, man.
Am I gaslighting you or just disagreeing, darling? I mean, let's be honest. Anyhow,
people do use gaslight.
Apart from male manipulator Kentuckian, what else can we come up with?
Darling is such a deeply
This is a writing. This is an episode. This has just been a writing session that's been recorded.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, we could circle back to the. I don't know.
I'm just trying to.
I have to say, like, even though we always keep it up here and everything, the big four that have happened recently are fucking crazy. Since I'll name. It's Andrew Tate, you got Tory Lanez, you got Justin Roiland, and you got Andrew Callahan.
I'm gonna be honest, after the way this episode is gone, I forgot about like stuff.
Yeah. Those are happening.
Concept. Yeah.
But to me, those are this does happen all the time, but it's wild that all four of those things are happening at once.
At the same time.
To me.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I think yes and no. I'm kind of like
round them up.
Well, yeah. Well, there's that, but the reason why I stress the structural thing is because if we're just doing swap outs, all right. So let's find another.
Yeah.
You know.
I really hope Mulaney's not a bad guy.
Right. If nothing structurally changes.
Yeah.
It's. So I
what is
feel
it
like
gonna take,
I say that to say I think it's going to ramp up even more.
Oh yeah,
and good. I mean, people who are in positions of power under the status quo logics of these systems, and they're doing harm and they're really shitty. Yeah, get them out of there. But like, we have to recognize at a certain point the structure, the hierarchies are still there.
Right? Yeah.
So nothing functionally is really going to change except getting another person in a position of power. There's no community. There's no transparency. There's no whatever. And so people can do all kinds of shit in the dark. The community thing too is like thinking about how atomized we are in terms of like dating now or in terms of whatever. It's like there's all these things about how we are living today that just is conducive to this shit continuing in the dark until people speak up. And then
you know what, one thing that that Baudrillard said that actually did resonate with me is there's a few good sentences in there. I'll give him that.
I mean,
but is the idea that jail only exists to make you think everywhere else is not like jail. And I think that's also
spitting right there.
Yeah,
I would have gone.
It's kind of hard.
He said that.
It's kind of hard. And that's true of like all of these individual people and all of these like the places that allowed this to happen that are ultimately structured exactly like every other fucking place.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you look at Rick and Morty, and you're like, that must have been such a toxic work environment. It's like every work environment is structured exactly the same.
Yeah.
The fact that it went to its logical conclusion is like it's a spectacle right now, but the truth is every workplace that you've ever been in is liable to be in the same situation. And we were like asking ourselves why like nobody came forward. Like I've heard stories about Justin Roiland for years. You know, and you ask why nobody came forward or why nothing happened. And it's like there was never an opportune time. You know, it's like these people are risking their livelihood or their job security and their ability to get future work to be the one to be the first one that comes forward with that type of information, you know? And that's how every place is structured. There's somebody in every workplace just about every workplace. I mean,
if you're also like just on the subject of like challenging power or like coming out with allegations or whatever and actually calling people on their bullshit and trying to have them experience consequences for their actions, it's like we now live in this world of private security and private surveillance where, like, I don't know if you're familiar with, like, the Ronan Farrow shit and, like, with the investigations he had and how he was tracked by, like, private eyes and shit. It's just terrifying. It's like, it's terrifying what I don't know. Power becomes so insulated at a certain point, you don't know what it's capable of.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's Justin Roiland. He's a fucking Adult Swim cartoon guy, but, like, I don't know. It's like, it's just crazy.
I mean, it's
how intimidating that shit can be to even on shit that people know about, people have known about, there were witnesses. It's because of the implications on your life it could have.
It's panopticon.
There's something else really important that I want to point out here that I just never see people talking about on the man thing and the patriarchy thing. Like, the common conversation I see happen is, it's pointing out that, you can't trust most men, which I agree with. It's pointing out how shitty men are. All the things we fucking know and understand, right? The conversation in terms of, like, challenging patriarchy, like, I'm sorry, like, it can't stop there, and it can't, like, stop within the bounds of capitalist labor relations and social and hierarchical social relations. Like, and so to me, I'm thinking about, okay, like the culture of patriarchy and how it permeates everything. And then I'm thinking about how it intermingles with things structurally and organizationally, like from the standpoint of entertainment or the arts or whatever. And I'm saying that to say, like, there has to be a different organizational and social organizational logic in terms of labor, the infrastructure, and it has to meet with a revolutionary feminist culture and politics. And I'm stressing the revolutionary piece because, like, what people commonly understand as feminism is not, it's like it's like liberal feminism. Let's just get
it's patriarchal feminism. Like, let's get a less shitty person, regardless of gender, in here, and now we can say, and it's like, okay, there's still a hierarchy. There's still people being exploited. There's so much fuck shit that can happen just in that. And I'm emphasizing the culture piece too, because there has to be space where
people who aren't men and the men that they trust can operate, make a living, quote unquote, together. Hopefully they're they're as ambitious as we are around like usufruct and like this sort of stuff. But where there's a culture that's alive and thriving and that permeates those labor relations, then now we have a situation where we actually have fertile ground for something that's meaningful and can be sustained over time, and where there's transparency, there's democracy, and we're like, it's not just the business part, it's like there's a culture around it, there's an understanding. It's like, oh no, people don't, like, we don't do shit like that here because we're actually accountable to each other. We actually see each other face to face. We all have a vote. We all have a say. That means men with women and cishet men with people that don't conform to these gender binaries. You have to face them and make decisions with them the next day. So are you really think you can do whatever you want? You really think you can say whatever you want? No, it's not going to happen. It just doesn't operate that way. Yeah. You know?
It's like, it's like, instead of it being based on money or whatever, your livelihood's based on the amount you can humanize the other person, the amount they can humanize you.
Right.
And I think the through line with all this shit we talk about, and I'm sure Jaded Forum fans probably, they watch us and they're like, oh, now they're getting into this again. And they're talking about this, and they know because it's a continuous conversation. The show is just one conversation kind of, but the through line is like, and I think this is going to get really, really put in focus, especially this year and in the near future, is like, we're basically distilling it down to like, nothing is going to socially change with human beings until there's material space to heal that, to change that, to make change. Like, you will not make change unless it's a completely fresh slate, like a completely clean slate.
And it has to be self-reinforcing too. I'll shut up in a second, but I just want to say, like, another important piece of this is these men, like, to me, the base, the foundation is that they do not like they don't have a human understanding of women. They just don't even, they're not perceiving women as human beings. Right. And it's like, in the capitalist and patriarchal and white supremacist logic, like, all of that stuff is like reinforcing. It like reinforces itself. And with what we're talking about, it's like, you can't even operate in the space without showing capacity. Baseline. It's also like humanization of women. That's baseline. That's like basic ass shit.
And I also feel like it's worth clarifying too that, like, how much needs to happen to men for this to work. How much actually has to, like, the whole shit about, like, the reason men's problems aren't actually addressed is because that would break through every single strata of power that we have set up and constructed. Like, you actually don't want men to be in therapy. You don't really want men to say what their problems are, because men's problems are that patriarchy promised them something. It doesn't deliver that, and so it's like a heroin addiction. It's just like, it never delivers fulfillment.
That's a point from the last episode that I think was valuable, is that this whole notion of men's loneliness and whatnot is getting so much special attention. And I think people are rightly pushing back on that because everybody is lonely, but also
but that always falls onto women. That always, it becomes their response. It's women's fault that men are sad.
This happened in Japan. This is crazy.
The point I was building toward is that the point I was building toward is that the loneliness of men is so reflective of that condition across all society, because it's reflective of the nature of patriarchy. You know, and so as everybody kind of falls in line with this patriarchal dynamic, everybody starts to follow that trend that is ultimately the position, and at least initially the position of men in society.
I think that's also what's like caused me personal problems with my family recently. Is feeling like I don't maybe as a man get the same like soapbox or same voice or about certain things. You know what I mean? About certain emotional things, not being able to express certain things because that's a luxury of space that you're not supposed to have as a man. You get these freedoms, but you don't get the like we actually have to give a shit about how you feel because that would be too much. You get to dominate and you get to have feelings. It's like not that I chose to be a part of this, you know, side of things, but yeah, it's just like the thing that I think is so lost is that even just the word like patriarchal, like that's gender neutral. That's just a someone who's helping support self-support the system.
Yes. That note is so important. The bell hooks feminism is for everybody note is so fucking important.
Yeah.
And conversely, everybody can participate in patriarchy.
Right, and that it's and patriarchy is like it's like a spiral of alienation, and that's a part of the distrust, you know, that women have. And I mean, it's literally it's at the root, it's at the base. And my comment on Japan is literally like this discourse that's just now, you know, happening here. It's like this is old Japan. I think I said the other week, I was like, it's like we're becoming Japan. Like we're like I keep having these moments where I'm not in every way, obviously. It's dirty as fuck over here. But it's especially when it comes to like gender and sexual activity and you know,
repression.
Things are there's similar patterns that I'm picking up on. And that thing of you saying like the onus, like people trying to shift that like onto women, like you have to, you know, and like in Japan, it's like a lot of men think it's like they're still holding on. It's delusional. They're still holding on to these traditional patriarchal values and ideas. So it's like this like soy boy, like service. You have to service me. You have to service me. You are supposed to be taking care of me, and you know, and it's like, and women are like, so many women are just like, fuck that. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, fuck this shit. You know,
it's just it's the paradox.
What year
of
do you
like,
think it is?
It's a culture that shames women for having any sex, and then the men are furious that no women want to have sex with them.
Right.
Bro, it's like you like this.
And then
shit.
think about the terms.
Supposedly.
Think about the terms in which you are willing to, you know, have sex. It has to be. You have to have ownership and exclusivity, and you have to.
Right.
That's just how it goes, man.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Bell hook, she spits, bro. The
I remember
sex being violent. You know how it's like.
I mean, dog. I remember being in college and having somebody explain the phrase rape culture to me. Because in my mind, I was still in that state of like, well, I'm not fucking raping anybody. So what are you talking about? And so like, I remember just like not being able to put two and two together with like the broader like cultural implications of that. Like you don't have to actually actively be raping someone for that culture to exist.
Right.
And the notion of like, I mean, the way these fucking like this body count shit is all over the internet now.
Oh my god,
It's like
dehumanization.
It's dehumanizing, and it's literally, if you just take it at face value and say, I would like to date a woman who doesn't like sex, is never like had sex in her life. I would like to have like, so you want to be, so the implication being that you as a man have had a bunch of sex because that's what you as a man are supposed to do, and you only fuck women that have never done it, and so they don't necessarily want to do it because they've held out for this long in their life just to please you. So like,
but it gets away at the fundamental level. It gets away from human social connection being about you actually connecting with another human being with their spirit and who they are. That is like that is the bottom line to me. Like the consent conversation, the rape conversation, all that stuff. It's like you have to. This person is not fully human to me. And it can happen any which way. And so if someone isn't fully human of another gender or another identity or whatever, the ownership, the entitlement, the whatever, all of that stuff makes more sense. It's like, oh, well, service me, or I want what I want. Yeah. So it's like at a baseline level, it's like, how do you cultivate an instinct in a culture of humanization? It has to just start at like connecting at a baseline, like who are you? And
that was a big realization, is like being on dating apps and whatnot, and then realizing I have zero interest in anybody that I've met on these things, and like just going back and like reconnecting with people from other parts of my life where I'm just like, I'm so much happier to just like be with a person that I already have built a connection with and I've been in community with in some way.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm a romanticize high school again, but but just like that sort of transgressive is not the word I'm looking for, but just like transformative identity of people where over time you realize like, oh, I've never like seen you that way before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've never seen that, like, you do a little thing with
you grow up with people and
and you just like
their personality come out.
Yeah, you see their personality come out and you see the things that you didn't know that you liked about them, and you just like having a person be exactly the same and just kind of transform for you over time, which you just don't get in like this swiping shit, which like it's been said a million fucking times, but just like it's not the same. And it's like you just never get that change. You never get to have that moment of realization. It's just like people are just on a fucking auction block, you know,
ordering food online.
Yeah,
it's a fun fucking menu. You make yourself bite size.
Yeah,
the user interface is like you're dropping yourself into this little, and more than half the people aren't. It's not even like they're vulnerable on there, because someone could just screenshot it and then it's crystallized in time, you being vulnerable for everyone and anyone to see. And why would I send a message? It's just could be screenshotted at any point. And you know, it's like everything is crystallized.
Welcome to hell. That's what I'm trying to say.
Frozen in time, person to person. It's fluid. It's. Yeah, I could talk about that forever. I mean, it's just mind blowing. The commodification of
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking like how much I judge, and will continue to do so. But people that like they just buy houses where they grew up and live and like hang out with their high school friends, and it's like, well, you have decades of like community with those people.
Yeah,
nowadays fire. I'm like, I get it. I'm not gonna judge. I mean, like I always thought like I want to meet other people that aren't fucking.
Well, there's a concept of chosen, finding your chosen community.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So maybe that's what the difference is. It's people who didn't have.
I'm lucky because I feel like I'm not one of these people who like moves to a city and they didn't know anybody. Like I knew people here, like had friends, whatever. So I'm kind of lucky, but I'm saying that might be one of the key differences is the difference between you and someone else who's quote unquote stayed back home is they're going to run into the same pitfalls that they ran into growing up.
Well, it's just like they're gonna fall in line, you know, like they're like
because it worked for them.
Yeah, exactly.
It was in their favor. It was like, oh wow, you're good at all the normal basic things. Like, wow, you're fond of this community. Go figure. You know, whereas someone who's like growing up their whole life, like I don't even feel on the same maturity level as the people I go to school with.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to be an adult so I can literally start childhood how it's supposed to happen.
Getting made fun of for wearing Japanese streetwear.
Which is crazy because that would be drip now. You know,
we got made fun of. True story. Yeah. Because I didn't wear Nike boots and North Face jackets.
Like the Bape shit, right?
Wow.
And New Balance sneakers, which I wear now, but
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's like the DMV, DC.
I feel like a competitive place in both fashion and sports where you grow up. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I mean, that's literally how I felt. Was like my life's going to start in adulthood. That's how it always felt. So like now I'm getting a raw deal with this. This is prison basically. This is just let me get out of the reserves and then you know, let me get out of enlistment and
I mean,
I don't know
bro.
how the fucking military works. That's not what it is. It's actually no. You go on base and then you get 2 weeks and then
Man,
1
fuck
year.
that shit. It's all stupid
Yeah, I don't
anyways.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
No, I feel that though.
Fucking
I feel that though. I was like spending my whole childhood getting like drag and dropped into different environments that my parents thought were gonna be like better for me. Just as an individual, just every couple years, just new community. Here you go.
I couldn't do that.
It's gonna be great for your sport.
You're gonna fucking love it, and you're gonna think nobody is human when you're a grown man. It's gonna be great. You can thank Oprah Winfrey for that.
You're gonna think no one's a human.
You know?
You're gonna barely have a grasp of reality.
What's the connection with Oprah?
She put money into the program.
Oh, that's right.
Chance
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, a better chance. Sending inner city.
You're
youth.
gonna be alienated.
Have you seen this shit where Prince Harry put out an audiobook about his penis?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
My.
He's like,
what did he call it?
He's like,
Dodger?
A Dodger. My Dodger.
My prick.
What did
Is
he
it a
call-
Todger?
A Todger.
Todger. My Todger.
Todger?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, he was speaking all kinds of
All the
old English.
all the Britishisms.
Really? Prince Harry?
Prince Harry.
And he talks about it was so bizarre.
Wait, what are you
man.
talking about? You talking about this book?
The audio clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even listen to it. I just listened to
I
part
don't
of
even
it.
remember what he said.
Because he was just like, it was chapped and bleeding. And I was like, all right.
Oh, he got like frostbite on it, didn't he? He's like, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find
I was
it.
skiing in the Swiss
Hold on.
Alps.
Using cream.
Fuck me.
Using cream.
I shed my
using cream down there.
I shed my pee-pee skin
Yeah.
like a little snake.
I was beating off too hard. Started to peel back
Where
flesh.
is it?
I was in the Arctic winter. And for some reason, I pulled just my
The
pee-pee out.
caption for this tweet is, "This book is a Freudian nightmare."
Fuck.
Just my pee-pee in the wind, in the cold Antarctic wind.
Wait, hold on. All right.
My penis was oscillating between extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized. The last place I wanted to be was Frostnipistan. I'd been trying some home remedies, including one recommended by a friend. She'd urged me to apply Elizabeth Arden cream. My mum used that on her lips. You want me to put that on my todger? It works, Harry. Trust me. I found a tube, and the minute I opened it, the smell transported me through time. I felt as if my mother was right there in the room. Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
He gave a little and
I took a switch
there.
and I applauded.
Down there.
down there.
Why did he deliberately made a thread between his mother and his penis?
Why?
It's not even like you could
Bro's a riff god,
like you could
honestly.
interpret it some other way. The line was very through.
Yeah.
The through line was very through.
He's like,
My mom-
Burt's Bees, that's my mom's chapstick. You want me to put that on my penis?
My mom used that on her. Mom used that on her lips when she would suck my dick.
My dad used to use Swiss Navy lube. Are you sure?
Oh, come on, guys.
That's the.
I was saying.
We're just saying what was
use
right
that
there.
on his penis.
We're saying
I
what
wasn't
was right
saying-
there.
He did all the.
And I took a smidge and applied it
Down there.
He said it felt like my mother was in the room. I took a smidge and I applied it down there. Like, dude.
Like, for what reason?
Dude.
For what reason?
I mean, it makes sense because, like, inbred royalty, they've been doing that for centuries.
Freaky. Speaking of Kentucky.
That's probably why he just felt like he could just say that. He's like, oh, well my grandmother was fucking me. It's like he has all like a million reference points for like.
Right.
That reminds me of my grandsister.
My
My grandsister used to wear that all the time. My little uncle. My little uncle and my grandsister.
Todger.
My todger.
Let me see if there's an urban dictionary.
What a fucking pointless ass. I mean, just does anyone give a shit about those two?
Oh, wait.
Todger pics leaked.
These definitions. I'm gonna read the ones that are liked, that are just on
Are you
Urban
on Urban
Dictionary
Dictionary?
for todger.
Todger.
So the first one it's from 2002. They say penis British. And then the next one is 2005. It's like a dick. Number 1, a dick. 2, someone that acts like a dick. And then the next one from 2003, a big fat hairy cock. Or a shish kebab. And the example is, pass the chutney before my todger goes cold.
Wow.
The one that comes up in Google, though, to describe something that's small, most commonly a penis, but can be used to describe anything small.
Wow. I was in the pool.
My todger.
It was quite small, my todger at the time.
Todger.
It was little todger. Cheeky little todger down between my pants.
I was doing a backstroke.
My pants.
I was doing a backstroke.
I took off
my little
my
todger. Floated toward the top of the pool.
I took off my suspenders. Looked at my trousers at my todger. Just burnt it to a crisp.
I cannonballed into the pool.
What did he do that hurt his penis? I don't
You
understand.
got frostbite, I think.
How the fuck do you get frostbite on your penis? That should be warm.
I don't know.
You should be.
Everything I know
protecting.
about him, I found out by accident. I don't know.
Bro, for
Right,
real.
same.
I just have.
Oh
no
my
idea.
god, the whole existence of England is like
Bro, I could not care less.
all those royal. And then it's just people so in it, like, okay, can we finally talk about Meghan Markle? And it's like, dude, I don't know.
That and like
0%
the Michelle
investment.
Obama discourse drives me nuts. I'm just like,
How she's like, I didn't like him for 10 years. And we're like, neither did we.
but it's like you can't see that it's literally the same shit over here. The way that they talk about Michelle Obama and then what's her
Kardashians.
name?
Meghan Markle.
Markle. You can't see the pair. See how much I give a fuck.
Miggy Markles.
Yeah.
Miggy Marks.
But it's also in like the UK. It's like they make it like a race representation. You know, it's like the monarchy has been racist and they're breaking the trend. They're
breaking
breaking
the
the
Guess
cards.
what? It's 2023 and there's a new princess in town.
I want my shade of domination to be different this year.
I'm so proud of the monarchy for
a new
throwing
color.
off the chains
Maybe
of
if they
racism.
weren't so racist, we might be cool with kings and queens.
Right. It's like, don't you feel goofy and silly talking about having a king and a queen?
I want us to rip on HR people at some point. Because I feel like
You're like fuck the kings and queens. Let's get to the bureaucracy.
Let's talk about bureaucracy.
Let's
over
get to
here.
this. Get to the
Let's talk about-
bureaucracy.
dude.
What made what?
Yeah,
is,
where
there,
did that
is
come
there
from?
something fresh?
No, I just
Uh,
I'm gonna roll the old dice and say I don't like the HR lady. Find this.
HR, of course.
We're gonna roll.
HR, of course, stands for Hillary Rodham Clinton. So that's
But seriously, it's just like so plucky and oh my god, wow. And it's like that's your fucking when you get put against a fucking post and shot, that's the person aiming at you. I mean, that's the person who fires you is the HR person.
you're the secret keeper.
Yeah.
Your job is the keeper of
Yeah.
secrets.
Yeah.
You're going.
It's also the easiest fucking job I could possibly think of. I don't know.
I'm just
That's
waiting.
me.
I'm waiting to see if something.
Yeah.
If something happened. No.
It's
Okay.
literally surveys, stock photos, PowerPoints, and just slacking. Hey, there's gonna be a pumpkin for the thing.
okay.
That's it.
Okay, but to be fair, sometimes you do have to send an email with the PowerPoint attached. So
I want to be in HR.
If you cared about me, you'd be taking this business down from the inside. Okay, HR, human
Right.
resource. You're
Yeah.
commodifying yourself.
that's what you
Yeah.
think.
calling
you are?
yourself a resource. You're a human being and a wage slave like me.
How much better are you than that guy who just calls people and gives them bad news on Twitch?
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's basically HR for life.
He's like, look,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
what he-
anything
that's what
about
he
it,
told
but
me.
she cheated on me,
They were
brother.
getting angry at him. And he's just like, look, I don't know.
Sorry, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't,
Take it up with him.
yeah. If that was a job, I would
I
do
would
it
take that shot.
every day. I would not have any problem delivering.
Oh my
bad news.
god.
Hey, look, your dog is dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I
I'm
don't know what to
sorry.
tell you.
I'm sorry,
Tire
buddy.
tracks. I don't know.
Your neighbor Karen wants you to know she ran over your dog yesterday. You think it's missing, it's dead.
It's dead.
It's
He's
actually
dead.
in your ditch. It's
Yeah.
it's in between underneath your driveway. It's in there. She stuffed it in
And
there.
I'm not supposed to do this, but if you ask me, she did it on purpose.
It's under the humble.
I ain't getting nothing for this. It's just my personal take on it.
She didn't like that dog. I could just sense from the conversation.
Yeah, you just take this one pro bono.
This one's on the house.
I don't normally do this for people.
But I like you. Your voice sounds very nice. I feel like you deserve to know that your dog was murdered in cold blood.
Murdered, really.
Your dog was murdered in cold blood.
I'm not the court. I'm not the judge, but hey.
Dude, I watched this. We watched this documentary. It's like a little mini series called Killer Sally, and it's about this 5'2" white woman
Came
who
a long way from long tall Sally.
this like 5'2" bodybuilder white woman who
I did see this. Yeah.
And just the way she
she
totally
murdered
fucks herself.
bodybuilder husband.
Yeah,
Nice.
the way
But
she
was crazy too.
She was
And
kind of
abusive,
well.
yeah.
The way the documentary is so good is like they explain that she's a bodybuilder and her husband's an amazing bodybuilder. And, her husband's Satan. He abuses her and the kids. He's terrible. And then she kills him. And then they're like, by the way, this is the shit she done.
Was doing.
And she's beating the fuck out of people out of jealousy and shit. And then there's like a deranged prosecutor, that guy who's so funny. He's like, she can't be a battered woman. That's like saying a hockey player's fucking, like, he was literally like, she's a violent, deranged criminal. And this guy,
it was a fair fight. It was a fair fight.
If I was a defense attorney, I would have gotten like a Han Solo cardboard cutout of her husband and had her stand next to it and be like, this is like fucking Goliath and David right here. I mean, this is ridiculous. But the problem was she shot him and then she like reloaded and got right up to his face and shot him in the face again to make sure
like
he was
psycho
dead.
time.
Yeah.
Psycho time.
But also, that's a whole nother patriarchal analysis situation because it's like, you terrorize someone that much. That's not crazy at all to do that, to me. But she got second degree murder charge because they were like, no, there was no excuse for it. It wasn't even self-defense.
Right.
It's crazy.
Wow.
She got out though.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
2020, I think.
Really? Because in the documentary, she's like in jail.
Yeah, she's in jail, but I think she got out.
Fuck.
I went on the Wikipedia.
I should have watched the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, she gets married at the end or some shit.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'll finish
wow.
it. Yeah. Anyways.
You seen that that like court TV clip? They're talking about marriage or whatever. This dude's like talking about he's trying to get a divorce, something like that. And the judge is like, yeah, people can be happily married. Look at him. And she points to the bailiff, like, look at him. He's been married, 25 years? And he's like nodding. He's like, yeah, 25. And then the defendant's like, yeah, but you don't look happy, bro. You don't look happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next clip is, he's going to jail for murdering his wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, guys, on that note.
Good night.
Oh, good night. Oh.
Sweet dreams.
I wish I could follow y'all into this energy, but I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not capable.
What should I say? opencollective.com/Jaded Forum. Give it a look. Small amount of peas.
Next week, we're going to be talking about more murder. Murder.
Murder and patriarchy.
Tune in next week. Tune in
dreams. Dreams. And nightmares. And lust.
Look, you got to cover the whole spectrum of life, folks.
Yeah.
You got to, if you want to talk about the dreams, you got to talk about the nightmares.
You
Oh,
you got
man.
got to talk about lust. You got to talk about murder.
I still laugh at your a black man with a gun.
Wait, what is this?
The Mickey Rooney impression. The magic of the movie. The suspense. A black man with a gun.
Mickey Rooney looks like hell. Comes up and suggested all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I hope
god!
I hope that clip is one that just takes off randomly in the future, so
Wow.
people can, because that's like hilarious. That's like one of the most slept on
Oh man, bro, look like Pizza the Hut.
I can't believe.
Um,
Did you say Pizza the Hut?
Yeah, I'm back on his ass now. You look like Pizza the Hut.
The funniest thing to me still is that as I was getting ready to search, I was like, we were talking about what he says in it or something. And I was like, I don't know, probably like there's magic at the movies or something. And then I searched Mickey Rooney, Phantom at the whatever, and then the title
Megaplex.
is There's Magic at the Movies.
There's
Like,
magic at the movies.
Amazing. Young Mickey
A black
Rooney.
man with a gun.
Oh God.
Man.
Wow.
Oh fuck.
Well, folks, we're off to a strong year. What did I say? I feel like we talked so much last time, and I can't remember what was recorded and what wasn't. But I mean, y'all are not
we
gonna
did
hear
talk
it.
at the beginning about how we recorded when the audio was blown out, right?
We did,
I
yeah.
believe so.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you a thing we talked about. On this.
But I said I was choosing to be optimistic about this year. But I don't think we said that on recording. But I'm choosing to be optimistic about this year. I think it's gonna be a good year. You know, we'll see.
I don't know why you would jinx us like that, guys.
So that I can
It's
be
the first month.
responsible for it.
It's the first month.
I'm playing the middle ground. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna be radically, bravely optimistic.
Okay, I guess since the middle ground's already been played, I'm gonna
You
go
be the negative.
extreme opposite.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a dog shit year.
This
Like,
year
well-
is going to fuck me.
Yeah. This year is going to go out of its way to fuck me.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't. Oh man, that clip of him being like, my favorite restaurant in Tel Aviv is actually.
What's my
He's
favorite
a-
restaurant?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I guess,
Well-
guess it's time to say goodnight.
It seems
Welcome to
that-
2023. Support. Got cool shit coming. Got cool shit
Got
coming.
other cool shit coming.
Got other
More.
cool shit coming. More cool shit on the way.
Hopefully live stuff in New York City.
Yeah,
I hope so.
yeah. I think that's the move for this year.
It's labor.
It's labor.
Is Lerber.
It's
So if you
labor.
got experience with live events and things of that nature and such,
Yeah, if you're good enough to where like we relatively don't have to do a whole lot, kind of just show up and we throw a party. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna start this stand-up show. A weekly vibe. Maybe separate from that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, because we only did one last year.
Yeah.
To be clear, the ambition was
But
that
it
we
was
would do it
unforgettable.
the ambition was that we do it monthly. But I
Well,
think we can get
It's
there.
a new year. It's a
yeah,
new
I think
dawn.
we can
It's a
get there.
new
You just
day.
need help. That's
It's
all.
a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a
and
new
I'm
life.
feeling he's feeling bad, but I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling bad by default.
Mhm.
There were only three
Feels
positions on the
Badman?
table. There were three positions
You're
on
kind
the
of like
table.
a Patrick Badman. You feel
like a-
Badman all the time.
Like a Patrick Badman.
Oh, yeah.
Shouts out to
you wanna-
Brendan Fraser. I just feel like shouting out Brendan
Yeah.
Fraser.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing him getting a lot of love and attention.
That's good.
It makes me feel happy for him.
It's really an underdog year this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. It's like
You think the underdogs?
Brendan Fraser is the guy right now.
Fraser. Everyone
Yeah.
says it
You think
wrong.
you think the underdog's going to take it this year? You think that's what's going to happen?
I don't know.
Just asking you a simple question. What do you answer,
I don't
answer the
know.
question. What are you trying to
I
say?
think he might.
No, what
I
are you
think
trying to
I
say?
think Austin Butler might get pissed. I don't think he'll be pissed. 'cause
Butler?
He's himbo-fied to the point
Who's
that
that?
I
The
don't
El-
think he experiences
that's
anger very often. But
that's the Elvis guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like Brendan Fraser will win.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talks like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I played Elvis for
I played Elvis
2 or 3
and
years.
It was a pretty amazing role. This is actually what he talks like. It's pretty interesting.
What are y'all? What
It's very
Go see The Whale. It's about a fat gay guy that jerks off to gay porn.
are
That's what it's about.
crazy for?
Have we talked about that movie on this show? No, right?
No,
Save it
I,
for
Did we?
next
I
week.
still have.
Save it for.
I gotta
Absolutely.
see the whole movie. I walked in late when I first saw it, and I didn't.
Yeah,
realize
you
how
should.
late.
You should. You
I-
need to
it-
watch it. Yeah.
When I walked in,
You're like
it
there
was-
were blue people everywhere
there
and
were blue- it was-
helicopters.
It was
didn't
fucked
seem
up.
right.
Everybody's so. But I walked in late, and the dude that was ripping tickets, the way he described the movie, he goes, "Oh yeah, you're a little late. It's about a fat guy who's an English teacher."
Wow, erasing the gay part. I see, but
It was like,
Yeah.
dog, I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
I got it.
We didn't talk about that in the Lost recording from last time. I don't think we did.
We didn't.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what, folks? We're going to go ahead and play us out here. So
Okay.
enjoy your week, and we'll be back making Jaded episodes. Welcome back, fuckers.
Back like we never left. Who gonna clap?
Feels a little bit like we left for a little bit, but
Man, it's gonna be seamless when they hear this shit. They be like, man, they did like, whoa.
It's gonna be Grubhub.
It's gonna
when
be
they
a
hear this
downgrade. It's gonna be a downgrade. They're gonna be where's the XR
shit.
stage?
It will be a
Right.
considerable downgrade.
Where's the XR stage and Zach?
be like, I'm seeing the scenes over here.
But you got us.
Where
You got us?
the red cameras?
We all right by ourselves. Yeah, we do okay. We do okay for ourselves.
But anyhow, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Who wants to clap?
I'll clap.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
The one who has the easiest time doing Hey, he's a
To
natural.
2023, everyone.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, right. To the war that's still going, that started when we first recorded,
To the dark times of the past and the ones
Yeah.
that are still to
and
come.
that are simply to worsen.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was dog shit. Oh no!
I got it.
I didn't know.
Yeah. You want to try?
I sure don't.
I mean, it doesn't
I
matter,
leave
does
Connor
it?
hanging on that one.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta cut it
You
right
went
before
off.
his clap comes in. So it's
You
us
literally
two,
went-
and then it's like, and it's his hands
How
like
did
this, and then
you?
it cuts.
You weren't on that.
Yeah,
He was on it. He
Yes,
was
I
on
was.
it. He was on
Run
it. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Run it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
That's like
Okay,
when the kids
all right.
at the mall go like, "All right," and they all run away from you. That's like getting ditched from a clap.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're good with 1.
With some,
Give
with
us
some time.
Okay, all right.
4-4.
All right, we got it. It was in 4-4.
I don't know what that means actually. So just do it. Whatever.
It was just, the BPM was real high.
All right, 1. I'm sorry. This year's
Good
gonna,
instincts.
this-
Good instincts. You were wrong, but good instincts.
This year's gonna be dog shit.
I know that was fucking bad. That was ominous. That was evil.
All right, 1, 2, 3.